Hello and welcome to my first video in quite a while. I have been making many things, but I haven't been making videos or posting on Instagram because a lot of the things I've been making have been surprises and presents for people, so it's really difficult for me to be able to post regularly when I'm tied up with things I'm not allowed to show. So yes, if you just bear with me, I do post content when I'm able. So yes, it is nearly autumn. As I'm filming this, it's currently August. This video won't be released until November 1st because all of the things in this video are secret. They're prizes for my Halloween Advent. This will be my third annual Halloween Advent. I do it with two of my friends, Bel and Anna, who are both very creative, lovely ladies who also have YouTube channels. I will be linking their channels below because they will also be doing videos about their Halloween Advents, and I know this is a topic that intrigues many people. So if you've been here before and you're familiar with our Halloween Advent, then you won't need this explanation, but for those of you who are wondering what a Halloween Advent is, it's kind of like a Christmas Advent. It's counting down the days till Halloween, which is our favorite holiday, which is why we do Halloween instead of Christmas. Plus, it's a lot of work, so we kind of have to do one or the other, and Halloween wins. So in a Christmas Advent, you do days 1 to 24. In the Halloween Advent, to make it a bit easier on us, we do days 19 to 31. So that's 13 days in total, naturally. So that's nearly 2 weeks of gifts. And on the final day, everyone gets 2 prizes instead of 1. So with 3 people, the way we divide it up is, for example, I have made 14 presents, 2 of each type, so 7 different types of presents, 2 of each, and all of the odd days of the Advent, Anna gets a gift from me, and all the even days Belle gets a gift from me. So they alternate that way. So it makes it really easy to do with 3 people, plus you get a lot of variety. So yes, 14 prizes in total, 2 prizes on Halloween, and I've gone on for about 3 minutes, so if you'll just continue to bear with me, I will start showing you all of the things I made. Now, I'm going to show you these in roughly the order I think I'm going to mark them for receipt, but I could change my mind, I don't know. The packaging is quite a task. So the first thing I did was I did 2 of these little, they're just little picture frames I got from The Range, which is like a craft store in the UK. Well, they sell everything, but almost like a department store. But they do have quite a large craft section. So this frame was white and I just painted it, and then I just did a little spooky ghost painting. So it's quite a simple gift and it stands up, so it's quite a little cute thing to put in the Advent. The second thing I did was earrings, but I also wanted to decorate the box, so I just had an MDF skull shape that I kind of just painted and stuck a bunch of fabric-y things and lace and this really cute skull trim that I found. And inside are the actual earrings. Now these are little tiny crochet skulls, if you can see them there, and little pink crystals. Now the reason why they're pink is because these are for Anna, and Anna's favorite color is pink. So she got pink ones and Belle got red ones, because guess what her favorite color is? They've got red crystals. And if they don't want to wear them as earrings, they're both creative enough to alter them into something else. So that's the second gift. The third gift It's kind of an odd kind of thing. First of all, put that aside. This is a big charm, and I kind of went with, instead of strictly Halloween, it's kind of dark fantasy. So it's all built off of this cool skeletal unicorn charm that I found. And then inside there's all sorts of things. There's a bird's talon and, oh, it doesn't want to cooperate. There we go. And a skull bead. There's a sword and a little tag that says brave. I really enjoy making charms, so I tried to make it very much about the textures. It's got bits of sari silk, ribbon, organza ribbon, so that's like a silky ribbon, and this is kind of a spiderweb lace, and it's got a really sturdy clip on it, so that can go on a bag, it can go on a journal, it can be used for a keychain, just lots of different things. And these are my favorite Halloween colors, purple and green together. I realized that a lot of what I made for this was black and white, so I tried to add a bit of color with this specific prize, which is actually the one that I made last. And then I wanted to have a go at making some altered paper clips, and I just kind of did them to match this. So I've got believe and beads and a little frog, which can be Halloweenish, I suppose. But anyway, it all matches and it all goes with this kind of dark fantasy vibe. So there's two of those, and they're identical for both Bel and Anna. Well, the tags are slightly different, but I didn't think it was important to show you all of the tags. So this is the what am I up to? Fourth thing. So this is just an embroidery hoop that I kind of wrote a quote on. This is a quote by Stephen King, and I've used it in quite a few things. It really resonates with me because it's true on many levels. The words, and then I just kind of fancied it up with an MDF skull and some autumn leaves and some sparkly ribbon. So these are basically identical, but they've got different skulls on them because I didn't have two of the same. I used these skulls, like it was a set of like 16 MDF skulls, 2 of each design. And I used them on my advent last year as well, so I must have used these specific skulls too, because those are the ones I only had one of. So that was gift number 4. And gift number 5, I bought this fabric from China ages ago. So it's just little animal bones and some human bones as well. It's bones, it's just a lot of bones. And I had these purse findings, and I decided to make, something with them. So it was really difficult to find a pattern for the bag part, so I just kind of had to make my own, and I got roughly the shape I was going for. And there's like sewn into the clip, and it has a little hoop here that I've put a charm on. It says, "Are you a good witch or a bad witch?" And there's a little bottle of fluorite here. This is for Anna because these are Anna colors. And on the inside is, well, it's purple fabric because I thought I'll give it a pop of color. And there's some Halloween socks inside that I bought because I'm just not that talented to make socks. So there's Halloween socks inside of the purse. And that is gift number 5 for Anna. And Belle's is the same, except on her charm she's got garnets. Just a little jar of garnets. And her socks are red. Spooky socks. Everybody needs spooky socks. Fancy socks just make me happy. I like giving people socks, as long as they're fancy socks. Right, so that's gift number 5. Gift number 6. I made 2 of these, and they are identical to each other. There's a lot going on here, so brace yourselves. So what happened was I saw on YouTube, a couple people I follow were doing needle books, and I thought, well, that looks really useful because I'm forever losing needles, and I thought I'd really like to have a go at making a needle book. So I did. I made 2 needle books, and they are the same. And I was just, I didn't have a pattern, I was just winging it out of my head, so bear with me. So on the cover, I'll take you through all the parts. There's kind of a charm here, which consists of black buttons, little tiny ones and big ones. There's a snake charm here. He's double-sided. He's got some pops of green. And in the middle here, I've got some beads. So that can be opened up and used. And there's also these little tiny itty-bitty skull charms on there too. This is just a decoration he's sewn on. Here I have crocheted this skull motif, and I kind of lined the pocket so that I could put something inside instead of just using it as a decoration. And this here is a little bobbin that I put glow-in-the-dark thread on, so that's quite useful. And he just lives in there. Around all the edges, there's only 4 pages, well, a cover and basically 2 pages inside, so it's not like an enormous book, but I did crochet around all the edges to give this kind of lacy look to it. I use this black and white ribbon with the skulls to tie it together. Now if we open it up, we have, you can see there is a curved needle. Now both the people that I'm giving these to are very talented crafters, and they do sewing not as like a primary craft, but they both do things that require needles, let's say. So I did as much variety in here as I possibly could, because it's good to have the materials to hand even if you've never tried them before. So the curved needle I put in because that can be quite useful for all sorts of things. So he lives there. These are sewing needles and embroidery needles, different sizes. That's just a decorative charm. These are a couple of clips on a safety pin. Those are good for holding stuff together while you stitch it. This is another embroidered pocket, and inside, I'm quite pleased with this guy. This was a needle threader. See? He's a needle threader. And what I did was I took a metal needle threader. I think they're aluminum, possibly, probably. The thin, cheap kind of needle threaders that you get in like sewing kits. And I just sculpted around it with polymer clay and a glass eyeball. And I painted him afterwards and sealed him. So he is a very special needle threader. He needs to be put in his pocket quite carefully, because the last thing you want to do is bend his little loop at the bottom. So moving on, in this page we have a pin cushion. So this is raised, if you can see. It's a little fat pin cushion, and it's got a quote on there that says, "Sometimes I just look up, smile, and say, I know that was you." And this is kind of a nod to Sew-In, which is the more pagan side of Halloween, where or when it is believed that the veil between the living and the dead worlds is the thinnest, and people who you loved in life can come and visit you. So, and as you can see, I've got the spirits at the bottom here as well. It's just a bit of ribbon, and I've got some these aren't the most practical things in the world, but they're just so cool. I had to include them. I really love these, and I thought they went nicely here. So, I mean, I use pins for all sorts of things. Recently, I've been using pins for, like, picking bits out of fossils that I found. So, yes, big, obnoxiously huge, garish pins have a purpose. It's not necessarily for sewing, but I'm sure that the ladies I'm giving these to will find something to do with them. Now, the next thing, I really would have preferred these to be black because, you know, it would have matched better, but I couldn't find black or white seam rippers, and seam rippers are very useful tools. So I'm sorry if this is coming out of focus. My camera's just being terrible. I do apologize. Yeah, the seam ripper could have been a better color, but hey, it's a seam ripper and it's incredibly useful for all sorts of things. Well, all sorts of sewing applications, I suppose, ripping seams, ripping threads. These things here, not everybody will be entirely familiar with. These are felting needles. So it's kind of got a handle at the top and a barbed needle, if you can see the barbs there. Barbed needle at the bottom. And they're good for things not just felting. Sometimes you want to get a bit of fluff into something and you just can't make it stick. Sometimes there's a stray thread and you want to poke it in somewhere. They can be quite useful for lots of different things, not just felting. So I included 2 sizes of felting needles in here. Then the next page, which is slightly stuck, I've just got some more fancy pins in here because I couldn't resist the fancy pins. And these are beading needles, which are super useful because it's really, really challenging trying to do anything with beads when the eye of your needle is too fat to go through some beads, and it can be really frustrating. So I've included an assortment of very thin beading needles. Some are quite long as well. So we've got the beading needles, we've got sewing needles, we've got curved needles, we've got felting needles, and we have got embroidery needles, as well as an assortment of adorable pins that aren't entirely practical, as well as a fancy needle threader and seam rippers and beads and threads. And that's what I came up with when I thought I want to make a needle book. So yes, that's gift number 6, and they are identical. Well, as identical as you can make something that's handmade. So that brings me to the last thing, which is gift number 7. And I decided I was going to make witches. Now these take a really long time to make. They're sculpted with a wire kind of frame. And each witch has been made very specifically for the recipient. So as Belle's favorite color is red and her favorite season is autumn, this is her witch, who I will let her name because she's quite good at naming things. I crocheted her hat, and then I just dressed her with scraps of fabric. Her hair is this lovely multicolored variegated yarn. Her face has been sculpted and painted and sealed. Sorry if she's coming in and out of focus there. Her dress is made from autumnal fabrics. She's got a beautiful shawl that is made out of lace with kind of a fringe to it, and there's multiple layers to her dress. And then she's got these cool sculpted shoes that I painted as well. And she's pretty good at standing up on her own, which is lucky. Kind of happened by accident. Usually when I make witches, they're like twice the size of this, so it was really a challenge making a small one. Didn't show you her hands either. I'm not the best at making fingers, but I get by. So that is the first witch. And this is the second witch, which will be Anna's witch. And as you can see, she's covered with kind of cartoony skulls and pink flowers, which is, to me, very, very Anna. Her hat is also crocheted. Her hair is the same yarn. Her face is sculpted and painted. Sorry, my camera keeps going out of focus. There she is. And there's her hands. And we go down to the feet, and she's also got some sculpted boots. I have to say, she's not as good at standing up on her own, but I'm sure Anna will manage to stand her up. So that is everything. All 14 gifts, some of them exact duplicates, for 13 days of Halloween Advent. If you've made it to the end of this video, well done. I know I'm a bit long-winded. As I say, since I'm doing this with two people who are also on YouTube, I will post links to their videos as well if you're curious to see what they've made, and the other things they make and sell are also pretty wonderful. So I would definitely recommend checking them out. And now I've got to package all of this stuff, and that's going to be a job. But once it's all packaged, I'm good to go. And it's not even September yet, so go me! So thanks for watching, and I will post again at some point, hopefully before Christmas. Bye!